Hey everyone. So my name is Akal, and what I'm going to guide you through in this particular video is a meditation. This is a meditation for prosperity. This is from the Kundalini yoga system. And also after we do this meditation, then I'm going to guide you through a visualization. The visualization is also going to be oriented towards abundance, prosperity, manifestation, things of that nature. But before I get into the details of these practices, I want to draw your awareness to the two links down below the video. The first link is for the formula. The formula is a list that I came up with. Basically, it's for those individuals who are wanting to cultivate a sacred sexual practice. And also down below the video is a link for my Sacred Pressure is the name of it, but is a tantric program that is oriented towards helping men basically reinvent their relationship or to rediscover their relationship with their sexual energy. So, continuing on, the meditation we're going to do, let me go ahead and explain why I'm teaching you this. You see tons and tons and tons of videos on YouTube. I get emails all the time about manifestation, prosperity and abundance, we live in a capitalist society. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We just do. And so one of the associations that people make with prosperity or abundance is always it's about money or material possessions. Not always, but often. So what I'm wanting to do is to reorient your understanding of prosperity and abundance and what it actually could mean energetically. So first off, if you hear a lot of noise in the background, that's rain hitting the rooftop, so I apologize if that disturbs you. Regardless, continuing on here. So the idea of prosperity or manifestation, what's kind of interesting about this idea, again, is first off is we have to pull back from what the ego wants. Okay, so because the ego obviously is going to orient towards the material plane because that's what it's designed to do. The ego is our tool for the material plane. However, the energy for life, meaning the energy we're going to use to move towards prosperity, lies in the body, right? So there's a conflict here because the ego in itself is not embodied. It is by nature not embodied. It is part of the mind. Once again, not saying that's a bad thing. This is part of what we're working through here as human beings. So what I want to do here now is I want to reframe this idea of prosperity and abundance. So I'm going to give you an example of what not to do. And this what not to do is based on my own personal story. So early 2000s, I was, my wife at the time and we got all into this thing called The Secret. And those of you who are older, you may remember The Secret. I was very immature in terms of my sort of understanding of spirituality at that point. So I was like, all right, well, we watched the video, and as all these videos do is they get you all excited, right? They get you all excited that you're going to manifest things. So part of the practices in this video in The Secret was to create a dream board. So on this dream board, you're meant to put all the things you want, right? So the house and the car or whatever it is, the bank account full of money, who knows, whatever it is, okay? So here's the issue. So I did this, and I followed all the instructions as you're supposed to do, and the issue that came up, well, let me tell you what I got first. So what I got was migraine headaches. I got migraine headaches from the excessive amount of mental fixation that I was utilizing in order to bring about this, magically to bring about this money, this car, this house that I desired, right? Now, this is not to say, for those of you out there who are into manifestation and abundance and prosperity and things like that you will not achieve those things. They simply need to be in alignment with your life force energy, though. Other words, your ego, your personality needs to be in alignment with spirit as it's moving through you. And if it's meant for you to achieve those things, then you will achieve those things. That's why I can't say The Secret was a total hoax or anything of that nature, because there probably were a fair number of people who did manifest the things on their dream board. But in my particular case, I was out of alignment with my life force energy. So I got nothing but a migraine headache from too much mental fixation. So that's kind of the essence in a lot of ways of how this abundance search works. So in other words, what I'm suggesting to people, what I'm suggesting to do, is they need to harmonize into center within their body. In other words, you need to move towards mind-body merger. And those of you watching this video, in all likelihood, you're interested in Tantra, you're interested in yoga and Tai Chi and Qigong and all these different systems. And all these systems are meant to bring together the mind and the body. I mean, yoga literally means to yoke. And this is a yoke that's actually meant to sort of also ultimately yoke us to God in general. And what I mean by God is generate, organize, and destroy, or the overarching pattern that you can literally see everywhere in life, right? So now the meditation we're going to do, it focuses a great deal on this centering. It focuses a great deal on accessing the energy at the navel point, inside the belly here. This is where, in essence, our life force energy is stored. It's stored in the belly. And so one of the things, like I said, we're learning to do is also learning to understand that we shine from the inside out. Now, if you can understand this, meaning we're learning practices on how to harmonize with the body. Now, these practices could be a lot of different things, right? It could be changing your diet. That is a spiritual practice, right? It could be doing exercise. That's a spiritual practice, potentially, if you put that intention into it. Again, yoga and all those things, meditation. But what all these are doing is they're basically increasing the flow of life force energy within us. Now you're asking perhaps, like, well, how does diet take away from that? Like, you're supposed to eat to get energy from food? Well, it also takes energy to get the energy out of the food. And some of us are really not meant to eat that much. So the idea here is that if you are a glutton, let's say you're eating too much, this actually will it'll run your energy down, which then means that the energy is not flowing, which means that in a lot of ways you're kind of out of alignment with flow. You're out of alignment with your life force energy. So a lot of these things, like I said, even the idea of sinning, to sin simply means to fall short. So the idea of sinning here, actually, if you follow the tenets of what the sins are and you try to avoid those things, it once again will encourage the life force energy to flow. And the way I like to also think about this is that the physical body, the energy body, is it's basically pressure that's actually moving things, right? So we have pressure coming from above, pressure coming from below, and then we express outward, right? So we're a pressure sandwich. The human being is a pressure sandwich. Again, pressure from above, pressure from below, it expresses outward. And this is what we're learning to harmonize with. And so this also means that we have to learn to honor our internal authority, right? So what do I mean by internal authority? Internal authority is as a contrast to external authority. External authority is like teacher, mother, father, church, on and on, government, right? All these are external authorities that oftentimes we get caught listening to. Not saying you shouldn't. There's a lot of wisdom potential there. But we're needing to take in the information we get from outside of us, bring it in inside of ourselves, digest that information, then express it out in our own individual way. That is the process of individuation. And again, fundamentally, I'm going to repeat this over and over again. We shine from the inside out. We shine from the inside out. Okay, so that basically means in order for us to authentically express our energy here on the material plane, we have to recognize how this process functions. Again, we are a pressure sandwich and we shine from the inside out. So this meditation will align you with you. And it'll also allow you to, after we do the meditation, the visualization practice, when you go into meditation, it could trigger the flow of different sort of emotions or sensations. And these are all the things we're learning to be objective with. Our thought patterns, our emotions, the sensations, all these different things that we experience, right? These things often will usurp or take energy from us. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, right? Like if we are on a mental loop of something mental or some thought process, we can feel in a lot of ways, or at least many of us can feel energy going to that. So when we're objective with that loop, we re-anchor into our center, and then we can see it for what it is, which is simply an object, right? And we don't have to send energy to it. So just simply moving through the process of meditation, connecting to objectivity, we'll start to pull back our life force energy, increase the internal pressure gradient, and then we can express out into the material plane, moving towards those things that we have enthusiasm about, right? So it is the internal feelings we have that are directing us to what we're supposed to go toward. So you have to remove your sort of thoughts, like, I think I'm supposed to achieve this. Again, my dream board was full of thoughts and insecurities and all sorts of stuff that wasn't really meant for me. Okay, so I was out of harmony, right? So I wasn't paying attention to the signals that were rising from within me, right? So we have instinct and intuition, like a gut instinct, for instance, this is one of those guides that directs you to where you need to be going, right? Or for me, again, it's this sort of patience and the movement towards what I'm enthusiastic about. And if I'm enthusiastic about something, it means I have energy to do it. Hopefully all that makes sense. So again, we're learning to honor the feelings which rise from within, not the internal dialogue. The internal dialogue is meant to be observed. So hopefully all that makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to get into this meditation now, and I'll stop lecturing about it. The meditation in and of itself, like I said, it is a Kundalini yoga meditation. It is called the Meditation for Prosperity. I think it's part 1 or part 2 or something like that, but I believe this is 2. So Meditation for Prosperity 2, or it could be 1, I'm sorry. You can check these out online. I'll put a link down below, and you'll see the PDF where you can check out this information. But the meditation has a lot of different nuances to it. Some of these nuances are things that I've added. Okay, so Yogi Bhajan, I can hear him like off in the ethers screaming that I shouldn't add things to his meditations, but I did. Oh well. But what I've added to this meditation is the microcosmic orbit. Okay, so that is a Taoist practice. And there's no need to really understand these things all that deeply, just to understand that what we're doing with the microcosmic orbit is we're circulating the energy up the spinal cord and down the front, up the spine, down the front, okay? So the meditation has a mantra, and that mantra is Har, H-A-R, Hare, H-A-R-R-A-Y, and then Hari, H-A-R-R-E-E. So Har, Hare, Hari. Now, when we're doing those sounds, we're pulling in at the navel point. So the navel point is approximately your belt line. So Har, Hare, Hari, okay? So you pull in, with each one of those sounds. By that final Hari, your awareness, you're pulled all the way in, you shift your awareness towards your spinal cord. Once the awareness is at the spinal cord, what I'm going to have you do is to create a slight contraction of the anus as close as you can to your tailbone. Okay, so contraction of the anus closest to the tailbone. Right now, the awareness would be at the point opposite the navel on the spinal cord. The Taoists call that the Ming Men. So when you contract that, then we're going to do the second part of the mantra, which is Wa He Guru. Okay, so we're moving up the spinal cord. Wa can be felt along the spine, again, sort of that central lower back area. He kind of moves the awareness upward towards, let's say, the space between the shoulder blades is a good target. Guru goes up towards the back of the head, and you can move your awareness up inside the head, right? So it's Wa He Guru. Wa He Guru. Okay, so Har, Hare, Hari. Awareness at the spinal cord. Contraction around the anus tailbone. Wa He Guru. All right? And then once your awareness is inside the head, we'll release the tension on the navel point, which is then going to cause a vacuum, right? So when you release the belly, it will cause a vacuum, which is going to cause air to come in, and you simply follow the stream of air back down into the navel point area, right? So then we've done a loop, right? The microcosmic orbit. We've gone up the spine and down the front. So that is the purpose of doing that. So let's go ahead and explain the mudra now. So the mudra, real simple, Gyan mudra, with the elbows held at the rib cage. Okay, so got that. Now the dristi, or the eye position. Two options according to the instructions. One is to simply roll the eyes up as if you're gazing at the brow point. Two is to bring the awareness to the tip of the nose. So either or, I'm going to guide this as if you're gazing at the tip of the nose. Okay, so because that's the more difficult point to gaze at. So it's better for me to instruct you on how to get to the tip of the nose than it is for me to tell you to release your eyes and gaze at the brow point. But it can be either or, just so you know. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get into this meditation. Let's bring our elbows to our ribs. Thumb touches index finger. You want to press down. So anchoring, right? Another way we can look at this is you surrender to gravity, right? So you release your weight down, surrendering to gravity. Good. So nice solid seated position. You can sit on your heels. I'm cross-legged. If you want to sit in a chair, that's fine. Just make sure you're at the edge of the chair, spine straight. All right, so now we have our sort of lower portion of our spinal cord is in alignment because I'm, again, balanced over my sit bone. Now we're going to lift up the chest. How we're going to lift the chest or to elongate the upper portion of the spinal cord is simply by extending out the crown of our heads. So I'm tucking the chin gently, extending out the crown. You can see how my chest picks up. See, loose. Good. See, that's how that goes, right? So now I have a nice tall spinal cord. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to bring our awareness now to the tip of the nose. So the eye position or the dristi. Let's take a deep breath in. Look up and to the left. Inhale a little more. Look up and to the right. Inhale a little more. Look directly up. Now I'm going to have you exhale all the air out and roll the eyes down to the tip of the nose. Good. All right, so now we're in position. Tall spine, you got the mudra, you got the eye position. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the mantra. This mantra can be done silently or it can be done out loud. It's up to you. We're going to do it out loud for the sake of this video because it's, usually it's kind of weird to teach anything with a mantra silent, speaking to a video screen. Anyway, once again, the mantra is Har Hare Hari Wa He Guru, okay? So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Draw the awareness down to the space inside the belly, just below the navel. And we will begin. Har Hare Hari. Pulling in the belt line a little bit. Awareness now shifts to the point opposite the navel on the spine. Contract the anus closest to the tailbone. Then Wa He Guru. Moving up the spinal cord into the space at the center of the head, tension maintained at the belly. So with the awareness inside the head now, we'll go ahead and release the tension on the belly. Allow the air to come in. Draw your awareness back down to the space inside the belly. And we will repeat. Har Hare Hari. Tension on the tailbone, anus. Wa He Guru. Awareness inside the head. Release the tension on the navel point. Inhale. Drawing the awareness back to the space inside the belly. Har Hare Hari. Move the awareness to the spinal cord. Contract anus around the tailbone. Wa He Guru. Awareness inside the head. Release the tension from down below. Inhale. Draw the awareness back inside the belly. Har Hare Hari. Awareness at spine. Wa He Guru. Release. Inhaling back down into the belly. All right, so we're going to continue this pattern for the next 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and begin. Har Hare Hari. Wa He Guru. Har Hare Hari. Wa He Guru. Har Hare Hari Waheguru. 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 Let's do about 40 more seconds. Har Hare Hari Waheguru. Har Hare Hari Waheguru. Har Hare Hari Waheguru. Har Hare Hari Waheguru. Let's take a deep breath in. Now I'm going to have you go ahead and apply Mula Bandha or root lock. So contract your anus, the perineum, the genitals, pull in the belt line. Then exhale and maintain the root lock. Relax the root lock. Inhale. And then exhale. You go ahead and relax your hands down. I do suggest keeping them in Gyan Mudra. So resting the arms and the legs. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Roll your eyes forward. So moving them from the tip of the nose to forward. Inhale a little more. Look directly up. Inhale a little more. Exhale. Slowly close the eyes. So now I'm going to walk you through this visualization. What I would like you to see is a cloud of light or a field of light around you. This field of light could be white or yellow, just kind of glowing. So once you can perceive this light, what I would like you to now see are small threads of light coming off of this field. There could be many, many threads, or maybe just a few. Now these threads are going off into future. Now these threads may be 360 degrees around you, so go ahead and move your awareness looking all around you, looking at this field of light, the various threads going in all these different directions. Now what I would like you to do is I would like you to sense some of these threads, to move your awareness, your sense of feeling towards each one of these threads. Some of these threads going off into these various futures, various timelines. Some of them may feel heavy. Some of them may feel very light. There may be enthusiasm connected to some of these threads. So let's go ahead and feel out these various threads coming off this field of energy, this field of light, from which you are the center of. So don't worry too much about trying to see something, right? So don't try to, in other words, don't try to peer down to the end of the thread in order to see yourself. Just simply feel the threads. Good. So now what I would like you to do is to choose a thread that feels good, right? So it has a nice feeling. And again, these are all our various future potentials. Now on this thread that feels good, or you feel light, or there's enthusiasm, there's a buoyancy, what I would like you to do is to move down that thread. So go ahead and follow that thread off into some future visual. So once you're at the end of this thread, I would like you to do is to go ahead and allow a day or so to evolve in your mind's eye about what does life feel like at the end of this particular future potential. Some of the things you may want to feel for is, how does it feel when I wake up in the morning? How am I approaching my day? What kind of work am I doing? What's the environment like around me? What does my home look like and feel like? Who's around me in this home? Once again, just allow a day to evolve in your mind's eye. Perhaps the environment around you, maybe it's a desert, maybe it's mountains, maybe it's a forest, maybe it's in a city, maybe it's in the US, maybe it's in Europe, maybe it's in Asia, I don't know. Again, just sort of feel these things out, allowing your mind to evolve this future projection for you. Once again, feeling and sensing. Keeping in mind that the universe responds to what you're feeling, not what you're thinking. Feeling is connected to your energy, your emotions, or energy in motion. So let's go ahead now, and we're going to return back to the center of this field. So go ahead and we'll move our awareness back down that thread, moving towards the center of our field, maintaining the feeling. So maintaining this feeling you had. We're going to hold this feeling and allow the field to reorient. Good. So now what I would like you to do is we'll go ahead and we'll let go of the image, stay in the space of feeling, and we'll go ahead and if you want, you can continue to follow down different threads as an additional practice. However, what I'm going to encourage you to do now is to simply maintain this feeling. Continue to allow the field to reorient towards this feeling, towards this clarity that you have, this sense of buoyancy, this lightness, this enthusiasm, or your gut instinct is kind of pulling you in that direction. Allow all these things to continue to evolve within you. And go ahead and go into meditation. Once again, just witnessing all that rises, thoughts, feelings, sensations, emotions, whatever it may be, and simply being present with those things. So with all that said, please like and subscribe, and thank you.